So here's point slope form. Now we'll break it down in just a second.
Oh yeah, because that's what you are too.
Yeah, this should look kind of familiar, a little bit, this idea.
Not that I'm in
Yeah. Point slope form. We'll fill in numbers for a point and for our slope. And that kind of leads us to the next slide. We talked about point slope form means that we need a point. So y2 for this value, y2, we're going to put in the y value of a point. So if we're given a graph, and we have a point that we're going to use to write our equation. For y2, we put in the y value of that point. So if that's what we put in for y2, the y value of a point, what do you think we put in for x2? Yeah. Yeah. Good. Now, what has m represented so far? It's just been our slope. So those are the three things that we're going to fill in. We have an equation that's going to be in this form right here, and we need to fill in the x and y value of a point that they'll give us, and then also we need to fill in the slope. So if we look at our first example, write a point and slope, write in point slope form an equation that passes through. They give us the point, and they give us the slope. So we know it has to be in this form. Right, this is point slope form. So all we need to do is fill in our point. My y value is 1. And then what is my slope? What am I going to put in for m? X. And then my x value is -6. And technically we have x1 and y1. But if we were to write this in simplest form, we would get rid of these 1s. So we just have y minus 1 equals 2/3 x. Now minus a negative. What is that actually? Just plus. Plus a positive. Yep. Plus 6. So all we're doing is taking the information they give us, the point and the slope, and we're just filling in those spots in our equation. Any questions on that first one?
Yeah, that's all it said.
That's it. That's all we're doing. Well, for the first half. Now again, right, in point slope form, and why don't you guys take about a minute to do letter A and letter B. Remember, everything, we still want y1 and x1 to be left in our equation. So we're filling things in here, here, and here. Go ahead, do letter A and letter B. question and I have an answer. We'll all go over it in a second. All right, so if we look at letter A, y1 we know stays minus 2 equals our slope x1 minus 2. We made it really easy with two positive numbers that were the exact same. So in simplest form, you just get rid of those ones. And if you can write, I mean, as you get used to these, if you can write this on your very first time, that's great. You don't have to like write it in with the ones and then simplify it. If you can write that second step right away, awesome. Letter B is a little bit different because we have a negative and the numbers are different, right? We have a 3 and a 6. So we'd have y plus 6, right, minus a negative would give us a plus, equals negative 4/3 x minus 3. So same process, but you're going to pay attention to this negative. We have minus a negative. All right, if you, out of those two problems, if you got 0 of them right, or you're still struggling with this, I want this, 1 out of 2 or 2 out of 2. So did you get 1 out of 2, 2 out of 2, or 0 out of 2? Okay, so you could be a thumbs down. Okay. So you've got that homework sheet in front of you. Those first 6 problems are all exactly what we just did. I want you to take a look and start working through those. We'll spend a few minutes on that, and then I will teach you the second half of what you need to know. If you're struggling, if you were a thumbs down, then take a look at what's on there. Take a look at those examples, and in about 2 minutes, I'll go through the first couple of problems. So I want you to give it a try first, but then I will help you out a little bit in a couple minutes. You guys are doing good. Thank you for being quiet. Very impressed.
No, because we're the best class.
Very impressed so far. Yeah, minus 0 is good. That's it. All you do is punch in something. remember, we're just plugging numbers in for these three variables. So for this first one, we should have y minus 1 equals 3, x, and we have minus and negative 1. That's how we simplify the first one. On the second one, you should have, starting out with y minus 0. You can just simplify that to y equals. You don't need to have that minus 0. That doesn't do anything.
Excuse me, may we have Faith Rice come to the office, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
So finish up those 6, and then I'm going to go over the next concept. All right, so finish up the one you're on. Now, I need you to change the directions on the next example.
Yes, sir.
So we want to write in point slope form.
So not slope intercept.
Nope, point slope form. And the rest can stay the same, then add to it. Then write in slope intercept form. So you need to change those directions. We'll also be doing that for the next example, so if you want to change them both right now, then that'd be great. It is. Yep. And we need to change the directions on the back side of the homework also. So if you want to change all 3 of those right now, then you can do that. Just the first set of directions. I think it's 7, 8, 9, and 10. The first 4 on the back. Have directions. Well, we don't have this, so we could do that. We could plug in both points and find the slope. That's actually something that's very similar to what you do in Algebra 2, but that's not the strategy that we use here. That's very good thinking. That's like piece of candy next level thinking.
I can tell you your favorites.
Hey, teachers have favorites.
I am.
What?
One
You are one of my favorites.
Is that my one?
I think I'm the.
You think you're not one?
No, I said I think I'm the other one.
I'm definitely not one.
Oh my goodness, you guys. No, no. Madison just made a comment, whether it was on purpose or not. That was like very next level. So
I can make
that was.
comments that are next level for you.
Nope, no, that's okay. Thank you though. That was very good. So now we need to write this in point slope form. So right here.
I'm doing so good actually.
Isn't it a north Saturday?
What? Oh, I switched them around. Thank you.
Now I can put my finger up.
Let me get through this example. So, write an equation of a line that passes through these points. Now, in order to write an equation, we need to first find the slope. So the first thing I need you to do is find the slope of those 2 points. Who is?
Joey, broken
Just
Joey, I seen you do it just right there. So I got some fingerprints in.
did you guys find the slope?
I was trying to
Let's go. Find the slope. Find the slope.
Oh my gosh, I just finished the front page.
You get a slope of -2.
Yeah.
So now we have our slope. Now when we are deciding what point to put in, we can just choose our favorite point. So it doesn't matter at all which one we choose. Now if it were me choosing, I would choose one that has both positives if possible. Or choose one, if there's not one with both positives, choose one that has both negatives, right guys? Both negatives. I would not choose a point that has one of each, because then you need to try to remember more things. Unless you have to, then you don't have a choice. So there is no choice. But if we have a choice, I would choose both positives first, then both negatives, and then one of each. So if I'm choosing my favorite point, I'm going to say my favorite point is 2, 4. Now we need to put those values in. Y minus 4, x minus 2. Right, that's exactly what we had been doing, except we needed to find the slope that time. Stop throwing that. Yes, I literally watched you. Super fun. So, now this is what we've been doing. We found the slope. Now we put it in point slope form. You guys are good with that. Now, the next step is we need to write it in slope intercept form. So slope intercept form, remember, y equals mx plus b. Well, we kind of have a problem. We have this -4 hanging out on this side. We've got parentheses and stuff that's not distributed. Stop throwing stuff. I saw something bouncing around.
So you have been
So what do we need to do to get this equation into slope intercept form. Well, we don't need to fill in any other numbers. What do you think? Yeah. First thing that we need to do is distribute. Now, what do we need to do next to get this into slope intercept, Joe? Yeah, you need to get that y by itself and add coordinates. Now we have it in slope intercept form. Why don't you guys go ahead and try this last example? I'll leave this one up here so you can reference it. Try that. What? Yes, you're supposed to change the directions for this one, and for these. Well then, now all you need to do is keep going, and then write it. Oh, you barely did anything. You found the slope and then just wrote it.
Yeah.
No, it's good what you have done so far. That'll be helpful. Did you get it? How did you write on this example? How are you supposed to get extra credit points if you don't write like that?
Sorry, we're at the end of this trimester.
Well, I'm passing your quizzes back today, so I guess we'll see.
Is it in Canvas? Well, I turned my name in. Yeah.
Yours isn't there.
I'm scared. Did I do good, you know?
That'd be great at that. Faith, we're looking at the last example on our note sheet. Did you finish it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You think it's right?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Saying
It's not done yet? Another second? Okay. Hey, your number was gone. So it's
Yeah,
back now? Okay. That's good. Come back.
First time.
Mister, maybe you just go back up so she can write it down.
Why were you waiting on me? There's other things that I had 57.
You were the last person to have it.
You're not missing. What hour?
First.
That's strange. Probably was,
What? Oh, why didn't you use your number then?
someone else, it was missing.
Why didn't you tell me that?
I did, and then you gave me a different number.
No, I didn't.
Dang it, I do remember that now.
Ah.
I forgot about that.
Huh.
You're right, you did tell me. You went back, yeah.
And he was showing. I'm not scared.
I'm going to go over it so you'll see. All right, so first we need to write this in point slope form. Well, no, whoa. First we need to find our slope. It's 0? No, it's not.
Oh, I calculated the wrong number shit.
Mister, I don't need to write down examples. Didn't even get the slope.
At least I remember that you gave me the other.
Oh yeah. Okay, so now, what was our favorite point?
My favorite point is 6'3". That's what I mean.
Yeah, I think 6'3" would probably be our favorite point. So y minus 3 equals our slope, x minus 6.
You told me the wrong thing. I did get it wrong.
No, this is what you had, isn't it? You had 3 over 3?
Wait, but did I get the right answer?
Not if you had 3 over 3. You had 3 over 3?
I did it wrong. You said I did it right.
I probably just saw your fraction of a denominator of 3.
Ruin my confidence.
You ruined mine.
You told me I did it right, but I got it wrong.
What part went wrong?
I think I did the wrong numbers. I put negative 3 and subtract 0.
You put what?
Negative 3 subtract 0. And then
Where?
6.
Where? Oh, you can put this in. You'll still get the same thing at the end.
No.
You can choose either point. Yeah. I just said choose your favorite, but if your favorite's the other one, it still could work. Just wait till the end, okay? Wait till the end. You put this point in?
No.
He's saying in the beginning the
For the slope? You got the slope wrong?
It's a fact of -3.
That's just 3.
Right. What's 3 minus 0, Joey? Yeah, what's 3 minus 0?
Negative
Oh,
3
I
subtract
did it
0 is
wrong.
negative 3.
Oh,
you got it
really?
right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You did it right. I got it wrong.
Joey, that's rolling out goes.
Well, I'd like you to finish before you leave, because that way this is all just done. Okay? If you don't know, you don't know, but if you know, then let's get something done. Okay, I'm just going to keep going, because I'm not exactly sure what Joey's talking about. So,
He just never knew.
we need to distribute. Your work, from what I saw, looked decent when I looked at it for a second. Plus 1. Now, if you would have chosen -3, 0 as your favorite point, you still would get this after you simplify. But things would just look a little bit differently. What's the matter, Gavin? Thinking? You thinking?
I did 6 subtract 3. Negative 1 subtract 0. Instead of 3 subtract 0.
Where?
Oh, wait, because you don't have to do it.
Yeah.
That's
I had a
right. You're out.
I have a lot of
I give you everything
I
you
have
need
a
to know for this back side of that page. So make sure you change the direction on the back to match the direction right here. Make sure you change your direction, or otherwise you are able to do that whole thing. You are
I know I
technically supposed to sign.
am I going to
Anytime
know?
you leave from your class. Okay, that's a good. That's a legit question. Do you want the clipboard?
Hey, no phones in class.
Check Canvas.
It's all just you.
Yeah. Just a second. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go. So then you gotta go to plus.
I need it.
Not set right.
Yeah, you right.
Since I
Bro, you can't.
2
Who's saying some naughty stuff? That's what I got. Mr. Noah Delahaye was saying some bad things. So
I was not saying some bad things.
So Emma's
my group has my I got naughty.
That we'll have to find another time to.
It's not bad.
Actually,
If it ever happens,
Right now the online.
2% chance.
hey,
That's what's going to be.
No, 2. Because right now, no.
See what?
2% chance.
Yeah.
It would be junior. 2% chance. That's
I really do good.
okay. Maybe 10%.
Oh,
I have a question. I like your shoes.
You guys can go back to your assigned seat.
Maybe 40.
Go back to your assigned seat.
I'm staying.
No.
Maybe. I got you.
Yeah, I like this class.
You should probably pause your little thingy, because it's just gonna go on.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Mr. Lehman.